In the fast-moving world of mirrorless cameras, change is the only constant. And right now, there's a quiet but growing storm surrounding Canon, not because of a flashy R1 announcement. Not because the R5 Mark II is making waves, no, this time. The spotlight belongs to something more surprising. The Canon EOS R6 Mark II. It's not the flagship, but it might just be the most important update in Canon's recent history. Over the last few months, whispers have turned into louder chatter. Leaks, prototypes, and internal tests have revealed something clear. The R6 Mark III is shaping up to be a big leap forward. So, what exactly makes this camera such a game changer? Let's break it all down, one critical feature at a time, starting with the heart of every camera, the sensor resolution that raises the bar. Current Canon EOS R6 Mark II is no slouch. It packs a 24.2 megapixel sensor that delivers great results for most shooters, but times have changed. Today, more photographers and videographers want extra resolution for cropping, reframing, or printing larger. Canon seems ready to deliver multiple. Trusted sources suggest the R6 Mark III could feature a brand new sensor in the 30 to 32 megapixel range. This would put it squarely in competition with cameras like the Sony a7 IV, Nikon Z6 III, and even the Canon R5, but at a lower price point. There were early rumors that the Canon might recycle the sensor from the R3 a fast 24 megapixel stacked BSI CMOS, but newer reports point to a different path. Canon appears to be working on an entirely new sensor for the R6 Mark III, custom-built, purpose-driven. If true, this opens up exciting possibilities. A fresh sensor design could mean better low-light performance, richer color depth, faster readout speeds, and a smarter balance between resolution and sensitivity. Imagine having enough pixels for cropping your wildlife shots while still keeping your ISO clean for evening events or weddings. That's the kind of flexibility Canon users have been waiting for. Faster, smarter, cleaner, readout speeds that matter. Resolution is just one part of the story. Readout speed is where things get interesting, especially for those capturing high-speed action or cinematic footage. Canon's internal testing, according to multiple reports, shows the R6 Mark III's sensor will likely outperform the current R6 II and come closer to the speed of the high-end R1. This means faster burst shooting, less rolling shutter in electronic modes, and smoother subject tracking if you're shooting sports, wildlife, or anything that moves fast. This is huge. A faster readout also supports better video. Canon is reportedly aiming for strong performance in both 6K and 4K video workflows. Even 8K has been quietly mentioned in some circles, although it's not yet confirmed. The goal here is simple: make a camera that can handle both world stills and video without compromise. And if Canon gets the readout speed right, the R6 Mark III could be that rare hybrid that truly delivers. A new EVF experience. An area where Canon might surprise people is the electronic viewfinder. Sources suggest the R6 Mark III will get a major EVF upgrade. Canon is reportedly testing new LED viewfinder modules with higher brightness, smoother refresh rates, and sharper color accuracy. We're possibly looking at a jump from a 3.69 million EVF to something closer to 5.76 million dots along. With that, expect a refresh rate of 120 Hz, better eye point comfort, and blackout-free shooting. This matters more than it sounds. A cleaner, brighter viewfinder helps you compose more accurately, especially in fast-paced situations or bright outdoor environments. Whether you shoot street photography, portraits, or wildlife, you'll notice the difference. Plus, better coatings on the viewfinder glass could make it easier to see in bright sunlight. A small change with a big impact in the field. Rear LCD. Not just a flippy screen. Canon's flip-out screen has long been loved by hybrid shooters. It makes life easier for vloggers, solo creators, and anyone shooting vertical content. But the R6 Mark III might take it a step further. Leaks hint at a completely re-engineered hinge system. This isn't just for durability, it's about balance and functionality. A stronger, smoother hinge helps when the screen is extended out to the side, especially if you're working handheld or with a cage. But that's not all. There's talk of a higher resolution LCD panel, possibly above 2.1 million dots. This would mean sharper previews, more accurate focus pulls, and a better experience overall when shooting video or checking your shots on the fly. These are the kinds of upgrades that may seem small on paper but make a big difference in daily use. Processing power. The digic brain behind every camera is a processor that controls it all. And Canon's Digic X chip has served well. But for the R6 Mark III, change might be coming. Canon hasn't officially said whether we're getting a brand new processor or an upgraded Digic X, but either way, we know what's expected. Better autofocus performance, faster image processing, smarter subject detection, cleaner video playback, more efficient file handling, extended battery life. Early reports suggest the processor will allow 4K at 120 frames per second. Better buffer clearing at high burst speeds, and smarter power management to keep the camera cooler for longer periods. This is especially important for people shooting extended video sessions. Whether it's weddings, interviews, or YouTube content, overheating has always been a concern. Canon knows this. And the R6 Mark III might bring solutions. Solving the heat problem. Thermal issues have been a topic of discussion for Canon cameras ever since the first 8K-capable R5. And while things have improved, heat management is still important. Here's the good news. The R6 Mark III could introduce a new passive cooling system. It won't be as aggressive as the fan-based R5C, but it's expected to be more robust than what we've seen in earlier R6 models. Think of it as a middle ground, quieter, more compact, but better at handling the heat. This means longer 4K recordings, possibly 4K 60 and 120 without overheating warnings. And all of this without needing a bulky external fan. Some reports also mention software-level heat management features like dynamic throttling to prevent overheating while keeping performance stable. These are the little things that make a camera work better in the real world. Battery life. Better and smarter. Canon is sticking with LPE6 and H batteries, the same ones used in other recent full-frame models. But improvements in power delivery and processing efficiency could stretch those batteries further. Faster buffer clearing, lower heat output, and smarter image handling could all contribute to longer shooting times both in stills and video. That's critical for pros and content creators alike. Nobody wants to swap batteries halfway through a ceremony or a live event. And for those using battery grips or USB power banks, improved power management means less stress and more flexibility. AI. Autofocus. Canon's secret weapon. Autofocus has always been one of Canon's biggest strengths. And with each generation, the company pushes things forward. The R6 Mark III looks like no exception. We're expecting AI-enhanced autofocus, possibly using deep learning techniques for even better subject detection. Some of the features likely to be included: improved eye tracking for humans and animals, better detection of small objects and moving vehicles, more accurate face recognition even with masks or obstructions, expanded customization of focus. Notice this kind of performance is especially important for wedding shooters, sports photographers, wildlife lovers, and filmmakers. When you need that perfect shot, fast and accurate autofocus makes all the difference. A 2025 arrival. So when can we expect all of this to become reality? According to multiple reliable sources, the Canon EOS R6 Mark III is likely to launch in 2025, possibly in Q1 or Q2. That means anytime between January and June. Some believe Canon will announce the R5 Mark II first and then follow it up with the R6 Mark III. Others suggest the company could reveal both cameras around the same time, possibly at CP Plus 2025 or another major event. One thing is clear, 2025 is shaping up to be a massive year for Canon's mirrorless ecosystem. Pricing: high-end but still reachable. Its top price. Current estimates place the Canon EOS R6 Mark III somewhere between $2,499 and $2,899. That's not entry level. But it's far from the premium cost of the R5 or R1. This places the Mark III right where it needs to be, accessible to serious enthusiasts, hybrid shooters, and professionals who don't need 45MP or 8K RAW but want reliable performance across the board. If Canon delivers on the rumored improvements, this pricing would be more than fair. In fact, it could make the R6 Mark III one of the best value full-frame cameras of 2025. Wrapping up Section 1, Canon EOS R6 Mark III is more than just an update. It's a carefully calculated step forward, a camera that addresses real-world feedback from users, a tool designed for both still and motion creatives who demand reliability, speed, and flexibility. From a new sensor and EVF to better heat management and AI autofocus, everything points to Canon listening and responding to what people want. And if even half of the rumors hold true, the R6 Mark III could easily become one of the most balanced and capable mirrorless cameras of the year. But we're not done yet. In the next section, we'll explore more practical insights, use cases, who this camera is actually for, and how it compares to rivals from Sony, Nikon, and even Canon's own lineup. Let's keep going.